Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. Thank you all for sticking around for us. Now we're going to be casting some Overwatch 2. It's going to be Reynoldsburg versus Worthington Killbourne in the Premier Finals for Overwatch 2. I'm OP Knees, and I'm here with I'm Not Sure. I'm not sure. Both of these teams have gone undefeated in their regular season. How do you think this match is going to pan out?
Oh, I mean, this has got to be a close one. We casted a Worthington match earlier in the season, and they did a great job in that match. So I'm really looking forward to see, how these teams play, and especially on Nepal, this is going to be really interesting with all the boops.
Definitely will be. And the meta currently right now is definitely heavily favored towards a Malga and heavily favored towards a very good team organization. If you have really good team play this meta, you're definitely going to thrive. We saw that recently in the OWCS and how teams that have been able to adapt and play well together outshine individual skills.
Yeah, and you're seeing a boop comp coming from Worthington with the Doom, Brig, and Ash. So they're really going to be playing for those.
Check. We've seen him play the Doomfist multiple times. Definitely something that Killbourne is very comfortable with. But we see that Reynoldsburg is going to be running the meta, running the Malga, Genji. And we're going to see how they do it again. Very aggressive. Their blender already gets a pick. Reynoldsburg is going to take down ZZ here as Killbourne now has to just reset as their Brig is down. A massive anti and a massive punch gets a pick onto the Mr. Salt though. And that's going to make it even. And that's going to be the Malga falling very low. And Kara's going to get a kill onto Reinfart. Pants gets another trade and Cray gets him one more. And it's still going the way of Reynoldsburg even though so many players at 1 HP. Cray is going to take him down. And that's going to be Reynoldsburg winning the scrappy fight.
You can already tell that Reinfart and Check combo on the Doom and Ana is gonna be, something to reckon with. It's gonna be a very strong comp. You have the anti and then just a big punch coming from Check.
Yep. Giving him that empowered punch is going to be deadly. There's the anti thrown out already. That's going to be a Suzu to match. Now, no, nothing on air there as Trippy he's going to go in. Half HP though, he's going to use his adrenaline surge to try to keep himself alive, do some good damage. The Genji's falling low and Trippy has to go back. Trippy trying to get even more. The Doomfist punching in. Not getting anything on there, and that's going to be both of the teams reposturing. Nice slam there from Tippy. It's becoming very low. Check going down even through the anti-nade. And that's going to be Tippy getting even more credit. Puts them down, and Tippy is going to really just win that fight for his team.
And right now on the side of Worthington Killbourne is they really need to play together a little bit more. Check is kind of just going in, and his team just isn't following. And it's a really tough position when you do that.
Big nano here. Not really going to get much from it, though. That's going to be the Malga using his adrenaline rush to stay alive, but it's just going to be able to just leave. Now Check getting no value out of the nano, falling dangerously low and gets caged. He immediately goes down. Tippy turning the tipping point as that's going to be Reynoldsburg running away with it, cleaning up the rest. Pants gets a pick in the back, but that's going to be Reynoldsburg getting the rest. Oh. Yep, Reynoldsburg is going to be able to clean up the rest of the members here. Unless I'm lying. Actually, Worthington Killbourne getting some picks in the back. I didn't even see that. Pants gets one and Check is going to take down Tippy. And this might be Check and Worthington Killbourne finally getting presence onto the point.
And Check just came away with that. He just capitalized on the opportunity of a 1v1 right there. And that was a great job. I was a little concerned that Worthington wasn't falling back for one last team fight, but they ended up just proving me wrong in the end.
Really good damage there from the Doomfist. It's not going to lead them much. They don't beat him empowered punch. To go on to two of the members, and that's going to be Worthington Killbourne finally finding some footing as they're going to take down Reynoldsburg in that team fight.
Great job all around there. You see Check going in, just isolating the, squishies on the side of Reynoldsburg and just, picking apart that Reynoldsburg team. So he's doing a great job right now, diving in and just capitalizing on these isolated squishies.
It's definitely a lot harder to attack the point than defend it. We're gonna see Criffy do a lot of good damage there. The Meteor Strike goes out the brig, out of swords, but Criffy gets a pick on the confirmed. Trades the Mr. Salt, but Cray unleashes his blade and gets one. Criffy kills another with his Titanic Shock, and that's gonna be the point going towards Reynoldsburg. And I think that's gonna be honestly the first sub map going the way as well. Check's gonna get body blocked here and fall very low. I'm going to die, and that's going to be Reynoldsburg taking point 1 on map 1.
Reynoldsburg did such a good job just, you know, even though Worthington did come back there for a second, Reynoldsburg did a great job counterattacking and coming back in. That dive comp that they have going is very strong with the Genji, Marga, Amaru, or not Amaru. Sorry, Venture and Brigitte. So they are gonna switch off to a Mei.
Yeah, a lot more brawly map here. So Criffy going over to the Mei. Pretty similar to see here. This is gonna be Village, very brawl heavy map. Perfect controls the point, really controls this game. And Check still on the Doomfist, which has been out of meta for a while. Check is gonna have to put on a big performance to get any value out of this. The empowered punch given, but Check is just getting absolutely deleted. Mr. Salt's getting a 3-piece for his team. And honestly, if you're going to keep playing the Doomfist, you have to be wary of this Mauga.
Yeah, that was a huge wall by Criffle. That's why the Mei is so strong against that Doomfist. You get a good wall, and then it's kind of game over. So, great wall by Criffle to isolate that Doomfist, and they capitalized very nicely on it.
Again, a concern here is that Check is still on the Doomfist, still believing it's going to work. If they're able to get picks onto the Squishy, it's fine, but the backline is just not in favor of any sort of dive being done. Tippy has the speed ring, runs right into the Brigitte, who's going to fall down. He's going to go even further, looking out to support the Juno. Check does get a pick on a Mr. Salt, so both Brigittes are going to fall down. Now it's going to be Pants getting a pick onto Cray, and all the kills are going the way of Worthington. Killbourne, and that's going to be Tippy, going to be the last to fall on his team, and finally get the reset, and Killbourne is going to get the point.
Yeah, and something that's a little concerning here early game is Tippy does not have a lot of ult charge, and neither does the entire side of Reynoldsburg. So this is going to be tough to recap without any ults.
Yeah, definitely.
And Worthington should, you know, get a nice lead here.
Yep, Worthington gonna get that punch out. Big punch there. The Juno gonna fall very low. The Brig not able to really heal them up. That's gonna be a massive pulse bomb from Pants. Gonna be able to take down Blender. Now, Cray making it even, taking down the Brigitte, but that's gonna be a Death Blossom to stop the evenness. But it's gonna see that a rally's gonna be unleashed here on the side of Killbourne, of Reynoldsburg, and that might have been an overcommitment as the fight was already lost.
Yeah, that's a big loss for Reynoldsburg. Not even just, you know, losing that team fight, but also losing the rally. That's massive when you're already down on ults. So it's not the best thing. That's not what you like to see here.
Yep, we see that's going to be a Juno ult immediately going to be used here. An immediate dive on a Mr. Salt. He's going to go down. Tippy has to just disengage in fear of staggering more. But the rest of Killbourne are going to be poking him out, but nothing's going to come of it. Now, ults are going to be in the favor of Reynoldsburg now, but with a point at 70%, you can't be using too many of them.
Oh.
It completely trumps the cage. The boop from ZZ is enough to stop any aggression. One pick onto ZZ though, so it's going to be even here. The punch from the Doomfist. Criffle though in the background is going to take down Reinfart. Meteor Strike unleashed from the Doomfist right onto the face of Tippy. And he's trying to turn the fight with the empowered punch, but it goes wide. And Criffle is going to be able to make it even by taking down even more. And that's going to be Reynoldsburg capturing the point with only one ult used. I'm
surprised they won that, even though, you know, they whiffed on that. I don't even know if I want to call that a whiff on the cage. But, you know, I'm shocked that they won that. So now Worthington needs to find a way to come back. They don't have many ults. This is going to be very tough for them.
Oh, check is just in there. And he's able to take down Blender, who's not going to be able to get healed. Kriffle does take down one with a pulse bomb, but that's going to be Pants firing back. It's even at the moment as Tippy takes down ZZ. Check following dangerously low. Have to go on the point. He's going to get stunned and taken down. And now even more going to be going, but Tippy going to fall down as well as Reinfart kills Kriffle. And that's going to be the point flipping over to Killbourne. Last-ditch effort here from Reynoldsburg as they try to go in. Pants doing a good damage on the Juno, but can't find any. That's going to be a rally used by Killbourne. The touches are coming through. There's going to be no ults on the side of them as Pants gets down. Mr. Salt, the only closest one to the ultimate. Brian Fart going to speed them in, and that's going to be the rest of Reynoldsburg falling low. Tippy trying to do something, but only his adrenaline already used. He's going to fall down. That's going to be Worthington Killbourne taking control of the second point and is going to take it to point 3 on map 1.
And I can already tell this is going to be a long one. These teams are just so on par with each other. They both excel in different categories. So you see a lot of that dive coming from Worthington. And it, you know, even though these maps are a little bit more brawl-sided, they are still doing a great job using this brawl, surprisingly. So, I mean, you gotta watch out for Check because he leads the push. So you gotta try to isolate him. You gotta try to shut him down and make sure he gets no value. Make him switch. Make him get uncomfortable.
Yep, we see Tippy going to be doing a little bit of counter watch here. Going to be swapping over to the Orisa to deal with this Doomfist a little bit better. And again, running this brawl comp with Kriffle on the Cassidy. Get his spear out of the block already, and good damage here onto the side of the Doomfist. He's gonna get forced out, but Pants is gonna be the first one to get a pick on the Blender, who's not gonna be able to get healed in the back. Cray is gonna trade him out though. Pants is gonna go down. It's gonna be even, but with the support missing, the main support missing, the one that's gonna heal you gone, Tippy has to just concede the point and wait for the reset.
And I think Tippy here just needs to get some momentum on this Orisa. They're kind of struggling with a little bit of timing so far.
Good spear, good speed ring check, doing massive amount of damage onto the Brigitte though. He wants even more, going in even further, is going to take him down. The Reaper helping him out massively there, and they're going to be the Orisa falling dangerously low. A massive punch goes wide, but that's going to be the rest of Killbourne cleaning up. And that's going to be Reynoldsburg back to square one.
Reynoldsburg needs to switch something up here. Tippy is going to switch onto that Mauga instead, something they're a little bit more comfortable with possibly, and a Pharah. So this is a very good comp to try countering this Worthington team.
Yep. One of the staples of this meta is the Reaper. We see Confirmed Dead doing work on it. Tippy trying not to find his way to posture in and attack. But this Reaper is going to make his life very hard as the speed ring is going to go in right onto the back line of Reynoldsburg. But Check overstays his welcome, is going to get taken down. Tippy goes in trying to take down the Brigitte, but the Brigitte's health is just too much. Pants get the pick in the back, same with Cray. It's going to be the Orbital Ray unleashed from Worthington Killbourne. A rally from Mr. Salt. The ults are going both ways, and that's going to be a Reaper block, so they'll try to clean it up. It takes down Blender, takes down Tippy, and now with Check coming back, it's going to be Worthington Killbourne holding the point, using only 3 ults to do so.
And Reynoldsburg needs to use those ults. This is going to be their last team fight, and maybe not even a team fight. So they really need to get these ult charges, and they need to use them well.
It's going to be a good start as Pants is going to follow the Kriffle in the back. The stun on the Tippy. He's trying to make something happen. He's going to have it happen, and that's going to be the immediate use of the Orbital Ray. But it might have been an overcommitment since the fight had already been won.
Yeah, and you know, Reynoldsburg did a great job at preserving their ults. They did, you know, use that Orbital Ray right there, but it's still, they only used 1 ult at that team fight, so they did do a good job at conserving those ults.
That's a good ult there. That's going to stop the Doomfist from being able to play the game, immediately take him down. That's going to be team fight 1 just off the back of that alone, but it is only going to be a Doomfist, so off of that team fight win, it's not going to be a complete team fight win, so the Doomfist is just going to immediately come back, as we see. off your screen on the next, and that's going to be the Cassidy overstepping, falling low, but he's going to be able to back up. Doomfist going in, has a big punch, isn't going to be able to hit anything as it goes wide. Blender going to fall down, but Cray with a massive barrage takes down one, Criffle with another, but it's going to be even here as Reinfart takes down Mr. Salt. Now there's no supports in the sign of Reynoldsburg because they have to go and run for health packs. And with that, it's going to be flipped over to Killbourne. Now it's going to be an OT. Check. This takes down the Farah, takes down another, and that's going to be Tippy all on his own, trying to take down the Juno, but it's going to fall so low. He's going to get some reinforcements here. The Doomfist falling low, not going to get taken down. Trippy, unable to hold the line, falls low. Mr. Salt as well for the touch, and that's good. That is the rest of Worthington Killbourne cleaning up as Reynoldsburg is unable to hold on.
Worthington did a good job. It kind of looked like they ninja capped that. I mean, it didn't really necessarily look like they won, but, you know, in the end, they really just capitalized on having the advantage on players and just played that perfectly there at the end to recapture the point.
Yep, and honestly, this is like the different game plan. Czech really wants to utilize the Doomfist that they've been doing. Doomfist, if you're mechanically gifted, is really good at, you know, clutching fights, as we've seen. Reynoldsburg attempting their best to play more as a team, but they're a little overstepping. We see multiple times Blender is going to be the first pick in a fight, and in a game like Overwatch 2, losing one member means you completely lose a team fight, especially if it's your Juno.
Yeah, and also, right here, I would very much assume that Reynoldsburg would choose a map that kind of makes Doom unplayable, something that isn't very dive favorable. You know, you could go a King's Row, that's a very strong brawl map, but you really need a strong brawl comp to try to counter Czech and the rest of his entourage of dive characters. It's very important that you get them uncomfortable because Worthington is a very hard dive team. They love playing their dive. You need to get a strong brawl comp in there, and with that, it gives you a better shot at making them uncomfortable and winning the map.
Yeah, I'd have to say that as well. And as we see, map picks are going to be going underway. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break. This is the Premier Finals. Stick around. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone, to Esports Ohio. This is the Premier Finals for the Overwatch 2 teams. Reynoldsburg versus Worthington Killbourne. That last map was a brawl. Nepal could have gone either way, but it is Worthington Killbourne that came out on top. I'm not sure. We're going to see that the map pick of Reynoldsburg is King's Row. How do you think it's going to go?
Just did a great job. I mean, I was talking about it, you know, post game. Really good map pick because it's a very, very strong brawl map. Brawl counters dive, so you need to try to get a strong brawl comp that the dive of Worthington just cannot do anything against. You need to play very much together. If you're Reynoldsburg here, you need to play as a team. You need to play as one so that the dive from Worthington just cannot get any, individual picks. They can't dive into your backline if there is no real backline.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Criffle gonna be on the venture, definitely looking to be very aggressive onto this backline. Only issue is that this backline is so mobile and so survivable. Now we're gonna see if any engage is gonna happen. Engage right onto the Reaper. That's gonna be the Brigitte overstepping their welcome. They're gonna fall right down. Confirmed dead gets a pick on the Blender though, and now it's gonna be the Juno being the object of the Mauga's obsession. Tippy though falls dangerously low, has to run away but gets taken down, and that's gonna be Reynoldsburg unable to capitalize off of their first pick, and that's gonna be Worthington and Killbourne able to secure the point for a little bit longer.
Good job right there, and it looked like it was going to go the side of Reynoldsburg. And what's concerning me about Reynoldsburg is they don't, they're not following that strong brawl comp, as I was talking about.
Mauga being absolutely boomsticked as he falls immediately down to about 100 HP. Check already has his ult online. These punches are massive. Someone stop this man. And all he does is just punch in and punch again, doing so much damage to the team, they don't even have time to set up. Worthington Killbourne looking dominant already.
And, Czech is just so confident, and it's kind of like Reynoldsburg is kind of feeding into that. You don't have any very clear Doom counters, and early pick by Pants.
Pants going to be counter-sniping the Widowmaker on the Ash. Good slam there, going to be forcing out the Reaper, but Czech is just having fun in the backline. Getting a kill on the Blender and going to be able to get out as well as Tippy has to retreat back to spawn if he has any chance of continuing the fight. We see Mr. Salt swapped over to the Kiriko as well. And Czech already on his way to another, another ultimate. English is hard. Punch goes wide, doesn't land on anything, but no one's really shooting him, and Czech is going to get more. It's confirmed dead through the speed ring, gets a triple Beyblade kill, and that's going to be back to square one for Reynoldsburg.
Great ult by Confirmed Dead, and, oh man, just phenomenal. He didn't use it too early, he didn't use it too late, just right. The Goldilocks right there.
Chippy attempting to take more space for his team. It's going to be Kitsune going out the Bob, though, to counter it. Tippy spinning on wheels, trying to see what he can do to help his team. There's not going to be much to be able to do. There's going to be the Death Blossom, going to be used. Reinhardt goes down. Craig gets another as well. Tippy attempts to get more as we see them just sitting in the orbital ray. The rally is going to be used on the side of Worthington Killbourne. Tippy attempting to get more. Czech gets a pick on the Mr. Salt. Didn't see that one coming. He's going to go for more. Trying to attempt to kill more. ZZ going down. Chippy last going to get a pick on a Confirmed Dead. And now it's going to be cleanup crew as Czech falls down.
And they did a good job. They just were very dominant right there. They just went straight in. And, with no regard for anyone's safety, it pushed and isolated a lot of the players on Worthington and made it so that the Doom couldn't really do much. So they did a very good job targeting those squishies.
Tippy taking a lot of damage here, now on fire. That Reynoldsburg does have advantage of the ults, and that's going to be the Doomfist immediately getting ulted, trying to live, but with no cooldowns left, he's going to fall. Reaper having to fade out, but the Mauga chasing them down. A big stomp to force them all away, right onto the Reaper. Falling low. No one getting the pick, though, as Tippy has to disengage as he's not confident enough to be able to hold that space by himself.
On the side of Reynoldsburg, I wholeheartedly expect you.
This guy dies, right? What? They don't kill. Okay, yep. Now Czech dies. Use every single cooldown right in front of their face. If he lived there, I would have been flabbergasted. Tippy attempting to go in on the bad guys. Careful. Takes down Confirmed Dead. Brig is going to skip their life, and that's going to be some sloppy misplays from Czech. That's going to lead Reynoldsburg to go even further in the street phase.
I don't know if that was just, a miscommunication with your team or what that was.
Now, Killbourne seems to be off kilter here, as the supports kind of just fed into the Mauga, the Brigitte, way too far forward, getting capitalized upon with the bad positioning now. What looked to be a full hold is now looking to be a full cap.
Yeah, Reynoldsburg is playing this very conservative, but it's working in their favor still.
Going to be orbital ray utilized. That's going to be a disengage from Reynoldsburg. They see the Death Blossom. It falls low. It gets taken down, and now Check has to leave. Well, we're looking to be in the favor of we're looking to be in favor of Killbourne, looking in the favor of Reynoldsburg as the Doom can't escape. He's going to be able to hold the block, but the cage is still there, and Prevalent falls down. Goes Check. Tippy continuing to go further into the backline, takes down one with a slam and takes down the rest. Everything's falling apart for Killbourne here as Reynoldsburg is running away with it.
With that first point where Reynoldsburg just asserted themselves and gained momentum from that. They've done a great job, and just Worthington cannot get their momentum back. They seem lost.
Good dive here from Check. He's able to live with his Meteor Strike, but Criffle gets a pick on the Reinhardt with no tank there. It's going to be hard for him to do anything. That's going to be a good pick onto Cray. The Criffle is out for blood, takes out confirmed dead, pops the ult as well. Tippy has to keep a hold of this Doomfist. He's going to get being held of, and that's going to be a minute 45 on the clock, as that's going to be a full cap for Reynoldsburg.
I'm really hoping that Worthington can get back that momentum. They just seem so lost since they lost that first point. They just aren't the same Worthington that we saw on the first map, and it all just shifted tides.
Yep, so Overwatch is a game of, capitalizing off of little tiny mistakes. The Doomfist using his cooldowns out of order just really snowballed the attack to go. If you get staggered on defense, it's hard to get back together and collectivize to be able to go back in, especially with the cart having constant pressure of being pushed further and further and further. But now Reynoldsburg has to defend this first point. It's going to be hard to defend it just like Killbourne was able to do. So we're going to see how they're going to tackle that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, especially with this very dominant dive comp that Worthington's running, but they are running, practically a full brawl comp on the side of Reynoldsburg, so they are anticipating the dive, and brawl is very strong, especially on this first chokehold choke point on King's Row.
Yep, it's going to be difficult for Check and the rest of his team to get through this choke, especially with not giving an empowered punch. Almost gets the wall off. Check playing his life, playing with cooldowns. It's going to be the speed ring going in. A big punch onto the May, forcing ice block, but Check can't find any more as Tippy's going to go take down ZZ, who was found in the backline of Reynoldsburg. Now, Worthington Killbourne has to have the reset as one of their main key factors went down. Speed ring going out again, though. Check falling very low to 85 HP is not going to be taken down as he gets the mega. Now Tippy and the rest of Reynoldsburg holding down the line here, waiting for an opportunity to take more. And Criffle with an amazing shot on the Reinhardt there. The dive isn't going to lead to anything as well. Check falling low, confirmed dead, goes down. He gets a massive pick on the 2. Check with the empowered punch is going to be almost turning the fight, but alas, too many of the members of Killbourne fell. That's going to be Reynoldsburg holding on to first for a lot longer.
And this is why Brawl is so good against dive. You try to dive in, and then you're basically, kind of 1v5ing. No one is isolated. So, and then everyone just shifts their focus to you, and then you get shredded.
Going to be an empowered punch. It's going to be deadly. Almost hits one. Check has no cooldowns. Has the Meteor Strike to get himself out for free. Tippy playing out in the open. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be a pulse bomb, making him fall very low. No picks are going to go the way of Worthington Killbourne, though, as that's going to be Reynoldsburg coming up with more. Confirmed Den takes down Cray. But Reynoldsburg holds on fast. The steadfastness and even going for the staggers on the ZZ. That's going to be detrimental to Killbourne as they're going to try to continue to posture for another fight.
Yeah, Reynoldsburg also has all of their alts, and Worthington only has one. I mean, they'll probably get a couple more in this next team fight, but they're at a big disadvantage here.
But Tippy has this cage fight, and they're all inside. There's going to be a rally and a blizzard at the same time. On the final slow, there's going to be a massive Death Blossom. Going to be able to get 2, but not anymore. There's going to be 3 taking down on the side of Killbourne. That's going to be Empowered Punch. Check trying to turn it, gets taken down. Now only the Tracer on the side of Worthington, Killbourne, and Reynoldsburg holds on, facing the wind, still keeping most of their ults.
Yeah, and that's so big. You do have the Nano coming online for Worthington, but that Brig and ZZ, they need to get that rally.
The stun! He stunned him out of his ult! This is gonna be Tippy trying to use the ult, but he's gonna get stunned right out of it and check with the Nano. Gets 1. There's gonna be a Death Blossom in the back. It gets slapped! 2 ults canceled! Tippy is gonna be able to trade check though. He's only able to get 1. Confirmed dead. Takes down Cripple. And the trades are going the way of both sides, but they're gonna be more in favor of Reynoldsburg. They pop the orbital ray just to confirm themselves into here. Check is coming back though. Tippy has to be careful with his life as his respawns are not there yet. Check going aggressive, has a meteor strike as a get out of jail free card. Gonna see Reynoldsburg postured very far back. The speed ring though is gonna make them go even further in. Check doing massive amounts of damage to sleep onto the Malga. Reaper having the TP to stay alive. Check as the Empowered Punch looking for something big. It's gonna be massive. He takes down 2. Cripple in his death is gonna take down Pants, but that's gonna be Check leading his team to be able to capture point 1 as the staggers are going to go out. The Malga antied and low falls down. Only one left is going to be the Juno, who's going to fall down. And in overtime, Worthington Killbourne takes the first point.
Yeah, and slow but steady. You saw whenever that Malga got slept on the front line, and you know all the trades were also not even back yet. Check just runs right past them and gets on that point, securing it. So it's basically just a retake now for Reynoldsburg. So they played that very smart. So now for Reynoldsburg, they need to play these corners close.
Yep, very sketch here. Let's check. If he gets Empowered Punch and lets it run rampant, it's going to be bad. Blender getting taken down as Pants. It's a massive sticky. That's going to be both supports on the side of Reynoldsburg going down. As now Worthington Killbourne are going to work to kill the rest. Check hitting some nice shots there on Cray. And it's going to be a reset for Reynoldsburg as Worthington Killbourne fights to stay in this.
And this is why hybrids are just so good whenever you talk about momentum. Because you saw all the momentum whenever Reynoldsburg was attacking, and now it's all shifted. Now Reynoldsburg needs to fight.
It's going to be a blizzard. It's going to be big. It's going to hit 3 targets, taking down Reinfort, taking down ZZ, and it's going to be Check getting the Nano, going to get bashed. The Empowered Punch might be good, but he just misses it, and that's going to be Reynoldsburg holding on, only having to use 2 ults.
And that's what I was talking about right there. Reynoldsburg now has a very strong advantage. Now it's a retake for Worthington. They need to play this smart on both sides because realistically, Worthington only has a couple more team fights.
Especially Tippy with the cage match. If it doesn't get canceled, he gets Check in it. It's going to be massive. As Check has to live this. Check gonna get caged immediately and immediately taken down. That's gonna be literally the standard operating procedure here when you see a Doomfist and when you have cage match. Cage the Doomfist, take him down, collect the staggers afterwards. That wall is gonna be brutal for Reinfart.
Yeah, unfortunately that just wasn't smart on the part of Checks. You gotta know what ults your opponents have. You need to keep track of it. You need to write it in your diary or something. You cannot take that loss, especially in Check's position.
Oh, Check has Empowered Punch. He's going to go in and get a pick on the Blender immediately. Unable to use the Orbital Ray. It's going to be massive. The Meteor Strike trying to get even more. Going to only need a punch onto 1. Cray getting a pick and a confirmed dead, but Pants takes down the only support that Reynoldsburg had. Cray, though, going massive, getting 2, trying to get even more, but it's going to get taken down by Chick, who's holding the line for his team, falling dangerously low, gets taken down. It's going to be even, but that's going to be Reynoldsburg coming out on top to a fight that looked lost. Tippy winning it for Reynoldsburg, making it even into the series 1-1.
That was such a big team fight to close out the match. Man, both teams played that so smart, but it kind of, all collapsed whenever Czech died in that, team fight beforehand. He just went in and, got caged, not even thinking about it. It's easy for it to slip your mind. Did they just skip the play of the game?
No, they watched it. It was done by the end of that.
Oh,
And now
okay.
we're going to go into the next map here soon. Both of these teams are fighting tooth and nail to stay in this. Reynoldsburg's fighting back using that Malga strategy and check again on the Doomfist OTP. But we're going to sit and just wait a moment as map bans are going to go out. We'll be back in just a second. Stick around. This is the Varsity Premier Playoffs. Welcome back, everybody, to Esports Ohio. This is the premier Overwatch 2 finals. Thank you, everyone, for returning. We are now on the beautiful map, Esperanza. And again, Worthington, Killbourne versus Reynoldsburg. Reynoldsburg just won the last map of King's Row, so that tied up the series 1-1 in this first to 3 series. I'm not sure. How do you feel about Esperanza as Killbourne's pick?
Well, Esperanza has a lot of, nooks and crannies and a lot of flanks that you can go on. So I really love the pick from Worthington to, try to capitalize on this big dive opportunity. Check's gonna go Orisa though? Okay.
No.
Sorry. Misclick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Czech is going to do a phenomenal job and capitalize on all of this map's, arches and bridges and, whatever else. So, and yeah, you are going to see a big dive comp coming out of him. And honestly, on both sides.
Yeah, we do see as well Gobbs is going to be subbing in for Tippy. Tippy played on the last 2 maps, but Gobbs might be the push connoisseur here. Also sporting the Mauga. Czech has to be careful of not getting overzealous and taking too much damage. Already with the dive in, gonna miss his cooldowns. But that's gonna be the Juno falling super low. Is not gonna be able to get picked there, and that's gonna be Pants taking down Blender as he was unable to get any peel there. Reinfart goes down, Gobbs takes down ZZ. It's actually going to be more even towards the side of Reynoldsburg as Cripple takes down Pants. Czech, the only one left alive, has the empowered punch to do something with, but is just going to barely not escape with his life. But that is going to be the first team fight won by Reynoldsburg.
I mean, Czech did a pretty decent job there. He did miss a couple of his punches. He did miss, a couple of his smashes as well. So you gotta try to work on that a little bit. But besides that, it wasn't that big of a loss, all things considered.
Czech making some good space, but Gobbs is holding the line here. There's going to be the Moira diving in the back, getting murdered by Cripple there. Pants gets taken down as well. Gobbs holding the line. The Reaper unable to do anything about it. The punch got blocked by Gobbs as well, so that's going to be Czech left by himself to get staggered out. He's going to be able to escape. Nope, he's not. Gobbs is going to stomp on him and take him down.
I'm loving how Reynoldsburg is playing this because they are kind of playing like a brawl team. A little bit unconventional, but then you have a Genji that's also, going in for dives. So it's really interesting, and with this kind of, brawl-esque comp, they're kind of just forcing themselves through. And Czech can't really do anything about it.
Czech has to fight aggression with aggression. The speed ring goes to Gobbs in the back. Onto the supports. That's going to be the Brigitte falling down, but in the back as well. Czech takes on Mr. Salt. Blender goes down as well. Oh, the team is getting taken down. Reynoldsburg going to fall short right after they cap the midpoint.
Yeah, Gobbs right there just kind of overextended by a large margin, and it just left Czech an open field for Playday in the back line. And he just feasted upon the supports and the squishies. So you gotta watch, especially on Maga, overextending. You gotta be wary of where Czech and his entourage are at.
Yep, Czech diving in onto the Kuriko. Gonna be not finding anyone with that empowered punch. Czech attempting to do some good damage on the Bender here. He's gonna fall low. He's going to see taken down. No! Gobbs and Criffle are gonna be trading backlines in the back, taking out Confirmed Dead and Reinfart. Pants falling down. Gobbs finding another pick. As that's gonna be Czech taking down Blender with him, that's gonna be a team kill for Reynoldsburg.
And Reynoldsburg also has every ult compared to, Worthington that has 4, take it or leave it. So they also have ult advantage, and also it's going to be a retake here for Worthington.
That's going to be the midpoint capped. It's going to go forward. It's going to be Gobbs having to fight the high ground here, not wanting to give it up for his team. He's going to fall low, gets out with his life. Check. doing some soothsaying as he's going to take down the Kiriko. Oh, it's a little bit rusky here. He does take him down. Reinhardt in the back with the Coalescence takes down one. That is a very adventurous Death Blossom, as that's going to be confirmed dead using his ult to take down another. That's going to be 2 ults expelled on the side of Worthington Killbourne to win that team fight.
Yeah, I really don't think that Reaper ult was very necessary. I mean, maybe it was just, you know, some dominance assertion. You know, I'm the better Reaper, but
massive cage fight. Check is going to be able to escape it, but Cray pairs his Death Blossom, and that's how you use a Death Blossom. But a little bit of over-ulting here as we also see a Kitsune being used as well. There's going to be 3 ults expelled on the side of Reynoldsburg, putting them almost even with Worthington and Killbourne.
Yeah, you gotta try communicating with your team a little bit better when it comes to those ults, or else you are gonna over-ult. You don't know who's gonna pop ult. You guys need to try to correlate that a little bit better.
Doomfist getting a massive pick there with Pants helping alongside. Massive Empower Punch as well. That's just going to be, you know, a single solo play, making it so that Reynoldsburg is going to go back to square one and back to the spawn room.
This is so back and forth, and I wouldn't be surprised if Worthington took the lead here. Both teams are playing phenomenally, and you know, Reynoldsburg, I think they need to pop their ults and maybe try something a little different.
Reynoldsburg going to be using that orbital ray, the blade as well. Criffle getting a 2K. That's going to be Gobs getting another. That's going to be a massively paired ultimate, taking down the rest of Reynoldsburg. I mean, the rest of Worthington Killbourne quick and fast.
Just a phenomenal job with all those ults. You saw that Genji blade and orbital ray. 2 very, very strong ultimates used, but, you know, in the end, I'd say it was worth it.
Yeah. Dobbs falling so low, has to pop the adrenaline rush, keep himself alive. The cardiac overdrive is going to be fading away. Now he's only at 200 HP, has to get out to his team. Meteor Strike unleashed right onto the face of Dobbs. He falls so low and gets taken down. Check as well, getting a pick on the blender as he drops from the heavens. Reinhardt cleaning up. That's going to be a team kill going the way of Worthington Killbourne.
You see Gobs there again overextending without his team, and you really just cannot do that because, as said before, Check will just dive into your backline and just, you know, you're already isolated, so...
That's going to be a Coalescence used. Midpoint still not capped on the side of Killbourne. It might be used away. Gobs going in at very low HP. Gets to Suzu. That's going to be a Death Blossom taking him down. Check, it's another pick. Mr. Salt trying to clean up the pieces, but that's going to be the midpoint capped for Worthington Killbourne as they clean up the Venture.
They are fighting so strong, and I'm loving how everyone is playing. That Tracer and, you know, that Doomfist is just dominating, and Confirmed Dead's doing a great job.
Gog's not wanting anyone to get any more presence. Craig gets a nice double kill. Cripple takes down Reinhardt and Check. Has to concede as he falls away right before his team was able to take the lead. Still, Reynoldsburg is the one leading the push in this mode.
Yeah, as I was saying, this entire Worthington team's playing so well. Even the supports are healing great. So it's really just a factor of you need to communicate on these team fights to make sure, you know, no one's out of position.
Gonna be a very big engage here from Check, forcing out a Suzu, but Cray gets an immediate pick. There's gonna be Blender and Mr. Salt going down, both the support from the side of Reynoldsburg goes down. Cripple does take down ZZ, but there's gonna be only left two of the members of Reynoldsburg to clean it up. They're gonna be taken down. Namalga gets staggered out here, so he tries to get something, but it's gonna be all for naught as he gets staggered, and now it's gonna be a one-fight territory of who's gonna be able to taking the lead.
Yeah, and time is closing in, just a minute 30 left. So you really got to start thinking about, you know, how you want to play these team fights, if you want to be aggressive or if you want to play a little bit more conservative, because this is the game.
Over away. Unleash the rally as well. So many ults used. Also the Coalescence. Mr. Salt's gonna go down. Confirmed dead. Taking down so many. Gobs trying his best to rally his team around him. Only falling down. And that's gonna be Worthington Killbourne gonna be taking the lead from Reynoldsburg for the first time on this map. And now what was looking so in favor of Reynoldsburg is looking so in favor of Worthington Killbourne.
But with these push maps, the tide could change at any second. If you're Reynoldsburg, you just take, you know, maybe 2 team fights, and then you're in the lead again. So this is, you know, make it or break it territory.
Criffle gets a big pick there. The Brig is going to fall low, though. Really good tectonic shock from Criffle, taking down more. It's only going to be one ult used to win that team fight, as Reynoldsburg continues to try to chase him down, but Worthington Killbourne relinquishes control. But that's all they need to do with only 30 seconds left. They only need to win 1 team fight, and Reynoldsburg needs to win 3 if they're going to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, time's closing in, but if you have that momentum on these push maps, you can definitely make it work.
Gonna be a nice Blossom there, only taking down ZZ though. We wish you got more bang for your buck. The Meteor Strike gonna be used. Dobbs going in, trying to get more. The Black Blossom's used. Takes down 2. Check takes down another. But it's gonna be even the cage fight just to make sure to secure it. Probably unnecessary, but it's gonna be Gobbs being very surprised. Has to use it just to hang on to his life.
You are, on Reynoldsburg's side, you are going to have that orbital ray coming up here soon, and then you also have that Brig ult. And, you know, Worthington doesn't really have much. They have that Coalescence for, that's going to come up here soon, but nothing much else.
The supports aren't back yet, though. It's so going to be so hard for Gobbs to hold on. The rally comes at just a second too late, and that's going to be Worthington Killbourne cleaning up the rest of Reynoldsburg, and that is going to be map 3 taken by Worthington Killbourne to make it 2-1 in the series.
Both of these teams are just so on par with each other. It's hard to see who's going to come out on top in this tournament, or in this series. So, you know, what you got to work on there, if you're Reynoldsburg, you need to stop overextending. If you're Gobbs, you're giving Check, you know, you're letting him have a play date in your backfield with your supports, and, you know, quite frankly, your supports don't want to play. So you need to stop overextending, or your team needs to be more aggressive with you.
Yeah.
And then
go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
And also both of the Reapers were just so phenomenal, as you expect on a push map like that. So overall, you gotta try to stop overextending as much if you're Gobbs.
Yep, and we're going to be just right back with the escort map picked by Reynoldsburg. So don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is the fall premiere finals for Overwatch 2 between Reynolds and Worthington Killbourne. Right now, the map standing sits at 2-1, with Worthington Killbourne picking up map 3 on Esperanto. It's very close, neck and neck. Only 2 team fights decided who was going to win that one or not. I'm not sure. This is going to be Reynoldsburg map pick on Circuit Royale. How do you think it's going to go?
Circuit Royale, you can play in so many different ways. So I'm really expecting to see probably a Widow off rip here. Yep, there's Griffle on Widow. Check gonna go with Sigma. Sigma is so dominant on that map. On this map, I love Sigma on Circuit Royale. Great pick on Check's part, as long as he's comfortable with that Sigma. So you're kind of seeing a little bit of a dive comp on the side of Reynoldsburg as well.
Yeah,
So,
and again, sporting the Mauga, because Mauga is just hard meta at the moment. On this map, I'm going to see if Check is going to be able to deal with this Mauga, because how fast the Mauga can run at him, if he doesn't save the rock for the right moment, Check is going to be in some trouble.
yeah, no, absolutely, and Mauga can be so devastating to Sigma. If they can keep this high ground, then they will be set. That's where Sigma will excel, these medium range encounters.
Good poke going out from either side. Pants and Criffle both going to be sporting the Ash. Attempting to get some quick picks already. Mr. Salt falling low and dying to the burning. Unable to get healed by Blender, who's just too far forward to help him out. And that's going to be the first pick going the way of Worthington Killbourne. Now, Reynoldsburg just going to have to wait and just reset as the rest of their team is going to fall.
Yeah, you're seeing that hard poke, and that high ground is just so good, especially when you have a Sigma, and their team is on the side of Worthington and Killbourne, their team is entirely just based around holding this high ground, holding these medium range, basically making it so that this Mauga can't get any value.
Criffle is going to be on the Widowmaker. Holding space, really good there. Crave falling dangerously low while being burned. Criffle attempting to find some picks. Gets his head tapped a little bit. Doesn't want to overextend. Check. Holding the line. Rocks the Mauga. Does a massive amount of damage onto the Moira as well. Holding the high ground. Has to drop. Now the Check's dropped. It's better positioning for Reynoldsburg here as Check has the Graphitics Flux online. The first ult in this map already. He's going to hold it as he holds this corner. Lift underway, gets the Moira, who's able to just get taken down. The Widowmaker in the back, unable to really do much there, but Mr. Salt and Cray able to get 2 in the back, as the rest of the team is unable to really capitalize as Reynoldsburg takes down Check. That's going to be a Killbourne unable to hold on any longer.
Yeah, Check right there kind of, just abandoned his backline and just kind of forgot they existed. And, in his own sense, he didn't really overextend, but he just didn't have good focus right there.
Winston into a Mauga. It's going to be a rough one for Check here. Winston, known to have a giant hitbox, and Mauga loves the crisp hitbox of a big tank. Criffle hitting a nice shot onto Pants. That's going to be a Nano Winston jumping. No backline, as the backline's too far back to be jumped. That's going to be Mr. Salt being taken down. Tippy fighting even harder as Check falls low. Now continuing to go forward. Try to collect the stagger kills. Tippy has to back up a little bit, but Criffle lands another nice shot. Cray on the back of his Mauga. Gonna have to be playing forward, but Criffle is gonna be the payload princess for now, pushing it forward.
Love this right now from Reynoldsburg. They're having 1 on payload, right now 2. But...
Massive here. Cray with the blade, gets one, gets taken down by confirmed dead though. Tippy attempting to keep it even, is gonna be able to do so as Criffle hits a nice shot in the back. Tippy forcing the rest of Worthington Killbourne to back up, and this is exactly why they picked this map. They're dominant so far on Circuit Royale, and we finally get to see Check swapping over to the Mauga.
But loving their Reynoldsburg is playing so aggressive. They're playing up and then one person on payload. I love that. Creates a lot of space.
Cripple is eating right now. It's going to be a Death Blossom with the Cardiac Overdrive, getting absolutely nothing. The rally is going to get popped as well. Tippy out for blood, hunting down Check, forcing him to be burned alive as Cray as well finishes him off with a shuriken to the head. Reynoldsburg playing with confidence.
Looking unstoppable on top of that. They have 4 minutes left and they're almost there, so Killbourne needs to try to hold them at least for time here.
Peripheral has been so impactful on this Widowmaker as we see them getting another shot, looking for the Tracer, almost gets a second. Cray getting more in the back line, confirmed dead, falls down. That's going to be Cray again, beating another pick onto Reinfart and Tippy, and the rest of his team slowly roll the payload on in. No one can touch on the side of Worthington. Killbourne. Reynoldsburg takes it away with 3 minutes on the clock.
3 minutes is huge. I mean, it didn't even look like Worthington, was hardly playing. There was basically no contest at all. You saw a little bit at the first, checkpoint, but besides that, there was nothing on the side of Worthington. So they've got to play a very strong attack here. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I did see, a Doomfist to try to isolate some characters on the side of Reynoldsburg, get some early picks, etc.
Yeah, Check really a fish out of water here, being unable to play his Doomfist usually plays. He definitely seems to be struggling. Check very good on the Doomfist, we cannot deny that, but on the other tanks it seems that Tippy might have him beat.
Absolutely, and it's a big difference between a dive and, a main tank. It's a big difference. Some players, kind of going back to Overwatch 1 times, are just super strong on dive, but then on anything else, they struggle a little bit, and vice versa. So it's going to be interesting seeing Czech play Orisa, probably trying to get some javelins here and space out the Reynoldsburg team.
Gonna be hard though, as Malga pretty good into the Orisa, always getting that healing from the big hitbox that she has. Been falling dangerously already, having the goal to be forced to spear spin as well. There's no cooldowns on that Orisa, and now that's gonna be the go button for the team. Tippy forcing them out. ZZ falling low as well. That's gonna be Czech having to wait to get his health back. The spear gonna be stopping Tippy from going forward anymore. Pants attempting to go on an off angle, but that's gonna be the gold used as well. That's gonna be Tippy going on in. The spear spin can't hold him. Czech falls down, and now Tippy just gonna be able to play cleanup here. Is the tank gonna fall down? And Czech has to rethink of how he's gonna approach this Malga.
And he's gonna try to dive line a little bit better. Try to space out this Reynoldsburg defense.
Definitely. Czech back onto his comfort pick. Does get a decent punch there. Almost gets the empowered. He is going to be able to get the empowered punch here. Going to leap away. Now, slowly waiting for it. The punch goes through. Hits a massive one. Doesn't quite take one down as he's going to fall dangerously low. Only to 100 HP. The main wall closes him off. Riffle, amazing plays there as they finally found the Kryptonite to Check. And that's just make sure he can't leave.
Yeah, May just so dangerous against this Doomfist. We saw it earlier too. And May just absolutely blocks off Doom from being able to use any of his abilities practically.
Gonna be immediately Orbital Ray dropped by the side of Worthington. Killbourne, the freeze to try to counter it. It's gonna be massive to stop anyone from going in. Mr. Salt gets a pick on the ZZ, but Tippy falls. Cray gets a pick in the background. Check though, making it even. The Deadeye takes down confirmed dead, and it's going to be even for both of these teams. The cart is still not being pushed. Check attempting to do something with it, but Criffle takes down Reinfart, and the DPS from Reynoldsburg are holding the line.
Has been playing so phenomenally this game. From the Widow on attack to, you know, the Mei now, you gotta watch out for those walls and for those Mei icicles, those snipes.
Oh, good outplay there by the Doomface. Saw the cage happening, takes one down, but Criffle finds his pound assault, takes one down as well. The cage stopping the Doomfist from going too much further away, but the empowered punch is there. Bob making a lot of space as it takes down Cripple. That's going to be Tippy taking down Pants. It's punched, orbital ray exchanged. Tippy attempts to engage, can't find much, but Cray finds one. Seeing the Ash here, gonna stagger her out, making sure she can't leave. With only a minute on the clock, Reynoldsburg is looking to full hold Circuit Royale.
They gotta change something up on the side of Worthington. They are struggling so hard against this Reynoldsburg defense. They need to try to penetrate through this Mauga. They need to get these healers.
Yep. Check. Dives in, good punch, but gets stunned. Half HP already, doesn't have any cooldowns. It's going to be a massive blossom that doesn't lead to anything. The rally being exchanged here. ZZ attempting to go forward. The massive punch there, getting a lot low, but Check just allowed them to escape. Nothing's really happening here. It's going to be Cray to be the first to fall. He's slightly out of position. That's going to be the capitalization on it. The orbital ray making Tippy rethink his decision of engagement. Pence takes another one down and Check cleans it up. That's going to be Worthington Killbourne making sure they do not get full held on this map.
And that's what I'm talking about, just trying to get through this Mauga on that front line. And they did that phenomenally. They targeted those healers. They got through that Mauga, basically made it so that Mauga couldn't defend his team.
Yep. We see Confirmed playing at a good off angle, forcing Tippy to respect him. But Tippy still just going to be looking main, looking to do something with it, even getting stunned, catches him on fire, doesn't want to give him powered punch. Looking for an engage here. There it is, going to be the speed ring, drops it down. The freeze doesn't land anyone in it. It's actually going to be ZZ who's going to fall low. Craig gets a pick on the Reinfire. The meteor strike catches one in it. The wall is going to block off anything from happening from Check. And that's just going to be the stagger kill. It's going to be tried to collected by Tippy. Ooh, a little over-aggressive here. Careful.
Tippy did a great job pushing them back. And, man. Worthington needs to figure out a way to get past this Reynoldsburg defense. This is a very tricky position to be in.
Oh, massive cage. They're going to trap Confirmed dead. Traps Check. Traps the Juno as well. And now that's going to be Worthington Killbourne going to be immediately sent back to the spawn room to rethink how they're going to attack.
And, oh man, it's not even that Worthington is making misplays. It's just the fact that Reynoldsburg is making great plays. And they are just completely outplaying them on this defense and even on that attack as well. You can tell they definitely practice this map, and there's a big reason why they chose this map.
Pants absolutely deleting Cray from the game. That's going to be massive, as now they're going to have a two-player advantage with Bob being able to be added on to that. Check, attempting to get something done, trying to chase down Cripple. Cripple goes down with no DPS on the side of Reynoldsburg. They have to concede and think about fighting at a different time.
And Worthington did a great job. They just went one play at a time. They take down that May and then the McCree as well, or Cassidy, sorry. And they just, it's one play at a time. That's what you got to focus on.
Orbital Ray and the Death Blossom combo. It's massive. It gets 4, gets the 5th as well. No living through that, even with a Deadeye. Cray tried his best, but nothing can beat the Death Blossom Orbital Ray combo. Confirmed dead, confirming 5.
Great communication, great ults, great plays on the side of Worthington, and it's looking possible that they can bring this back. Now, they aren't going to have a lot of time if they do get this touch, but they are shifting this momentum to favor them.
Definitely are. But the ults are on the favor of Reynoldsburg. All they have to do is win 2 more team fights and they can solidify themselves into this round. That's going to be a coalescence, and the rest of the team just falls like daisies. Only one ult needing to be used. You couldn't have asked for a better team fight.
Big Koa, and I love how the Reynoldsburg team just pushed with that Koa. Everyone knew, hey, we need to push with the support ult. And they just did that, and they just won. That was just total dominance on the side of Reynoldsburg.
It is big punch there, trying to capitalize onto a pick. That's going to be the meteor strike, not landing anything. He has to get out. But now the cage fight online for Tippy. If he catches the Doomfist in it, it's curtains for the team. And he is stunned! Tippy, for the second time in this series, has it stunned. The freeze, though, is absolutely gigantic. Being able to freeze 2, but can they capitalize and get the kills? Cripple does, gets 2. Check. Still holding in for a hero, but he falls down. Confirmed dead, attempting to reach back and get a pick, but the overtime is ticking down. Tippy takes him down, and Reynoldsburg evens up this series, making it 2-2 on their map pick.
Wow. I mean, I thought it might have been over whenever Czech punched Tippy out of that cage fight. And then that freeze on the side of Reynoldsburg to bring it back, just, Also, a phenomenal play of the game right there, too.
Yep, confirmed dead, showing his Reaper skills. Now, this is an even series, 2-2. This has been a scrappy one. The deciding map is going to be Suravasa, but actually, I'm probably going to get right into it. I won't even have time to really segue us to a break, as these members are going to be ready and trying their best to go right in as soon as they can. Both of these teams are fighting for this final moment. Actually, give us a few minutes. So, yeah, go ahead. Any thoughts on Suravasa? I'm not sure.
Suravasa is an interesting one. I mean, personally, I hate Flashpoint maps, but, my opinion is irrelevant here. So, the thing with these Flashpoint maps is there are a lot of different angles of attack, and that's exactly why Czech and his team chose this. Specifically for this dive. I mean, this is one of the better dive maps in the game because there are so many different places that you can go to attack and kind of catch the other team off guard. So I'm really loving this map pick from Czech, and this is for the series. I mean, this is for everything.
Czech showing how good he is at this Doomfist. He's going to have to play very, very well to counter Malga, especially on a Flashpoint map. But as the series has gone the distance, some of the players need to take a small break, and so do we. So we'll be back in just 1 second for the final. Welcome back, everybody, to Esports Ohio. This is the premier Overwatch 2 finals. Reynoldsburg versus Worthington Killbourne. These two teams have been brawling it out map for map, blow for blow. The series is tied up, and this Flashpoint map is the decider. How do you feel about Worthington Killbourne picking this map as the final map of the series? I'm not sure.
Yeah. In the post game, and this is a very strong dive map. It's got a lot of different places that you can flank from, a lot of different places you can dive in from. And yeah, I mean, Worthington obviously is going to go very strong dive here. So, and they chose this map for a reason. They chose this map because they're confident on it. They know how strong their dive is on this map. So honestly, I'm a little worried here for Reynoldsburg. This is going to be very, very tough to come out on top of.
This is a very favorited Mauga map. Every time I play comp, at least, if I get Suravasa, I'm 100% running Mauga. Freest map of my life when I play this character in rank, but we're going to see how these two teams go together. Again, we see Criffle using that Mei again, a staple of the counter of this Doomfist. Criffle getting a massive pick onto ZZ already, and the Empowered Punch is going to be stuffed by the run from Chippy, and with that pick, it's going to be Check and the rest of Worthington Killbourne having to retreat, not having the sustain to take a fight.
And that is so big to just take that point this early on, and it just already sets the pace for, you know, Reynoldsburg.
Big wall there, but this Empowered Punch could be absolutely detrimental. It's going to be canceled just to make sure he doesn't go in. Check. Playing the mind games with Tippy. Going in, massive punch on the man, but it's not going to land on the wall. The wall is not quite slanted enough. There's going to be a big wall to stop anyone from going in. Check, doing a massive punch again, but Cray gets a pick onto confirmed dead. Check trying his best to make something work, but he gets stomped and has the Meteor Strike to escape the first ult of the map. Cray, though, takes down Pants. Now it's going to be a very scrappy fight as the rest of Worthington Killbourne attempts to escape with their lives. But Criffle makes sure that that cannot happen. The stagger's going in to set Reynoldsburg a foot ahead.
Yeah, I think Czech honestly waited a little too long on that Doom Pistol. I would have liked to see him pop it earlier. You saw a lot of Reynoldsburg grouped up all together, but he just waited.
Pants doesn't hit the recall in time. The Empowered Punch doesn't hit anyone. The freeze takes down one. Check takes down Cray in the back line, but the freeze is going to stop anyone else from touching. Check has the Empowered Punch to try to get another one, but is going to just try to stall the point. He gets Blender, but with no more cooldowns left, Check gets finished off. Oh, Pulse Bomb. Pants utilizing a Pulse Bomb there to try to do something, but with only him being alive, I hope he's going to be swapping after using that.
That was just a really just not thought out decision, and I don't think they're gonna switch either. I don't know. I think you just gotta accept your loss there and just, you know, group up with your team and just send it for the next fight.
Because this first pick could be essential on this point here as Criffle already takes down Pants again. Check trying to get some of the back team Powered Punch ready and waiting, but isn't going to get anything as the rest of his team is going to be fighting in main for their lives. Check just barely bounces off of someone trying to get a pick onto Cray. The Empowered Punch is not going to be given. He has to punch out, but the wall stops it from escaping. Just going to be able to escape with his life and to regroup with his team, but Reynoldsburg is in the driver's seat.
Reynoldsburg is playing this so perfectly. They're all playing together.
Oh, the stun!
Oh,
Onto it again! The third time this series to stun. Cray, though, gets a pick on the confirmed status. That's going to be an orbital ray unleashed, and the rest of the team falling. Cray hitting some massive shots here.
You know, I think every time he's canceled out that, I think they've lost the team fight afterwards. It's a curse, I guess.
Check doing an amazing job, you know, to keep that ult in check, if you will. But now, the DPS of Reynoldsburg are playing out of their minds. Criffle has to be careful here. He has to freeze to bring it down. the rally to try to escape it, but the freeze is massive. But in the back line, that's going to be the Death Blossom. Not going to get too much. The stomp onto Pants going to stop him. Check fighting for his life, but it's going to get taken down. That's going to be the second point. Going to be scrappily won by Reynoldsburg, and now it is match point. If Reynoldsburg is able to cap and hold on to this next point, it is curtains for Worthington Killbourne's dreams to hold on to their championship title.
Reynoldsburg is playing this so phenomenally. They're all playing together, making sure that they have no one that can get dived easily.
Yep, that's going to be a Coalescence immediately used. Same with a Pulse Bomb, and going to be a Meteor Strike. Pants gonna take down Cray with it. It's gonna be hard for the rest of Reynoldsburg to do much. The Coalescence isn't gonna add that much. Just check bumps Blender off the map, and that's finally gonna be Worthington Killbourne in the driver's seat.
I like how Reynoldsburg got out of there. Just, you know, save your breath for another fight. Don't give it all up. Don't stagger. Very smart play on the side of Reynoldsburg.
Check, gets a decent punch, stops the Malga from ending. But now that's going to be a massive cage. Check has to just try to play his life. He's living, but not for long, as he's going to get taken down. All it took is a cage fight, and that's going to be the point flip right back over to Reynoldsburg, as no one was able to escape the cage match.
We've seen through this entire matchup, it's going to be very tough to win against this Reynoldsburg defense now that they have the point. Killbourne has to play for this retake, and it's gonna be tough to take it back.
Definitely will be, especially with Mr. Salt having the orbital ray, immediately dropping it, check, falling dangerously low. Reinfire already falling to the forces. Criffle getting the kill onto Pants, a stomp onto ZZ, and that's gonna be the rest of Worthington and Killbourne having to relinquish any thought of continuing the team fight. They reset, and now Reynoldsburg, more or less in one fight territory away from getting the finals championship.
Worthington has one more fight to make this all right.
Criffle, though, has a freeze. We've seen it be massive before. The punch gets stopped in transit. That's going to be a Pulse Bomb going wide, hitting the wall. Not going to be able to get much with it. The rotation onto point. That's going to be Check, getting stomped on, getting stunned, falling low HP. Criffle throws the freeze. That's going to be confirmed dead, dying to the Deadeye. And that's going to be 4 all 5 volts used. And Reynoldsburg clearing up the last remaining member of Worthington Killbourne, winning the final series. That is going to be Reynoldsburg taking home your premier finals championship.
Well deserved. I mean, both teams just back and forth, back and forth. You had some very dominant players in this match. It was definitely some of the DPS on Reynoldsburg. I mean, Cray just played so well, and Criffle on the May as well had some great plays, and not even going to discredit anyone on Worthington Killbourne. Check was such a phenomenal dive. Pants had some good plays as well. Confirmed dead as well. So the healers were phenomenal. Some of the support ults we've seen, just all around what you would expect from the varsity finals.
Yep. GG's to both teams. They both played very, very well, taking this to be one of the longest series that either of those teams had played, as they were completely dominant in regular series. In this playoff match, both of these teams played out of their minds. First map, second map, third, fourth, all the way to the fifth map. I can't wait to see these guys again in the spring season. So yeah, any last words? I'm not sure about this playoff.
No, I don't think so, but I mean, I definitely expect to see these two teams somewhere in the playoffs in the spring. Both are just phenomenal competitors. This was a phenomenal fall season. So thank you, OP Knees, and thank you, Kat, for producing.
Yep, thanks. And big shout out to Kat, the producer. She's been here since, I believe, 10 a.m., even earlier, about 9 a.m. even. So sit here and produce all of these games that you've been watching all day from Esports Ohio. This is all we're going to have for today. Overwatch is the last one to round up everything. Thank you for everyone who stuck around to watch the final series for each one of the respective games. Thank you, I'm Not Sure, for being a co-caster. You've been amazing this semester. Can't wait to work with you again next semester. But after all, I'm OP Knees. I'm Not Sure. Thank you for helping, and we'll see you all next season. See you around.